and welcome back. So we're going to continue to work with order of operations, and today we're actually going to add parentheses. So you may have already had some experience with adding parentheses in your order of operations, but we're going to play with it a little bit today. So go ahead and grab your supplies, meet me right back here, and let's jump in. So for a little review, let's go through these order of operations. So we've learned that word PEMDAS, but I wanted to rewrite it out for us again here. So of course, our first order would be parentheses. So anything inside parentheses we would do first, which we'll practice with today. And then we're going to focus on exponents. After that, we have multiplication and division, but remember, our division and multiplication can be swapped. It's not always multiplication before division. Division can come before it. They're like this equal playing field, right? And then the same with addition. Addition and subtraction would come last, and again, they can be in any order. All right, let's jump in and play with some. Let's look at these two expressions here. What do you see? It's different. Yeah, exactly. We see some parentheses here, but not over here. Is everything else the same? Yes, it certainly is. So I want you to pause the video. I want to see if you can work through these two, what makes them different. I wonder if you're going to get the same result or not. So pause the video now. Alrighty, let's talk about your answers, and I'll play through it here and see if we are on the same page here. So let's start with this one. Again, we always start with parentheses, right? So I'm going to focus on this 4 plus 5, or 5 plus 4 first. So if I had, let's use these as an example. If I had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 blocks, okay, and I'm going to add 4 to them. Here we have the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to add those together. What's 4 plus, or 5 plus 4? 9, right? But I'm going to need how many groups of them? 7 groups of them, okay? So let's get 7 groups of these. Here is a second group, a third group, a fourth, fifth, sixth, and 7. Whoops. All right, so I now have my 7 groups of my 4 plus 5. I wonder how many blocks I have altogether. Well, if I take my 9, which is one of these, and I multiply it by 7, you got it. I bet you already know. You should have 63 cubes here. And if we counted each and every one, we would certainly count 63. Okay, let's jump to this one over here now. What makes it different? Now we don't have the parentheses here, so we don't start with that. Our next is what? Exponents. Do we have exponents? No. What comes next? Yep, multiplication or division. So do we have multiplication or division here? We certainly do. We have our 4 times 7. We can also see that as 4 groups of 7. So let's show that now. We have one group of 7, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But I want 4 groups of them. 2, 3, and 4. So there's my 4 groups of 7. Now that we've done our multiplication and or division, which we don't have here, our last step is addition or subtraction. I do have addition here. So I have 5, right, that I'm going to add to this. So I have 5 blocks right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can see visually how we see that they're so different, right? So with this one right here, I would multiply my 4 and my 7 first. What's 4 times 7? Great, 28. And I'm going to still add my 5 extras over here to my 28, and I'll get, great, 33. So we have 2 very different answers. So again, just to explain how important that we all follow these same rules of order of operation. All right, why don't we jump into this one next? So we want to find the product of 8 and 4 and 10, the difference of 10 and 6. So again, what does this word product mean? Yeah, it's going to be multiplication, right? So we're grouping these two here. So we're going to group 8 and 4 together. So as I group it, I want to put in my parentheses here, okay? And I know I want the product of this group right here and this group right here. So product, again, my multiplication, and then I'm going to group it with the difference of 10 and 6. Okay, so it's really important to write it specifically how it's asked here, because if we just wrote it like this, what might happen? Yeah, we may think, oh, well, I know multiplication comes before addition and subtraction, so we may choose to multiply those two together. But that's not what the question's asking, right? It has grouped our 8 and 4 together, and it has grouped the difference of our 10 and our 6 over here. So this would be the correct way to write this out. All right, well, let's work through it. 8 and 4, 12. So again, what I like to do is to take each of them step by step. So I'm going to copy down the rest here. I know you know the difference between 10 and 6. You could probably do it in your sleep. But again, I don't want us to miss any step. So we're going to do each and every step. I'm going to bring down my 12, multiplication. I'm going to work in my parentheses here. The difference of 10 and 6, great, is 4. Now I have the product of 12 and 4. Is 48. Great job. Okay, let's do this one now. Again, what do we do first? Our parentheses. So we're looking for the difference of 12 and 8, which is 4. Okay, I'm going to bring the rest down with my division and with my 4 squared. Do you remember that term? 4 squared. Can you imagine a square? Okay, next, what do? Yeah, after our parentheses come our exponents, which we see right here. What is 4 squared? Some of you might have hollered out 8, but remember, 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is going to give us 16. Okay, so now we have 16 divided by 4. What's our final answer? 4. Great work, you guys. Let's do one more before we end our video today. All right, let's tackle this one together. Now, you may have thought, wow, you really jumped ahead, but I believe we can do this together. Okay, again, order of operations. First thing we do is we work within our parentheses, right? You may go, but Mrs. Ray, I see multiple parentheses here, which is correct. We see these parentheses and we see these right here, don't we? So we're always going to work in the innermost parentheses, okay? The innermost. So this one is inside that one. So we're going to work in here first, okay? So as we work in these parentheses, what do you want to do first? Yeah, after parentheses is exponents. So we're going to actually calculate this one right here. So we're going to 2 squared, again, is 2 times 2, which is going to give us 4. Again, I'm going to keep my parentheses there, bring down my multiplication, bring down my 2, my subtraction, my 44, and my n parentheses there, okay? And then again, I know you may feel like this is a lot of writing, but trust me, it'll help so we don't miss any steps. So I'm going to continue writing down the rest of our problem here. All right, next step is I'm working within my innermost parentheses. Yeah, we know that multiplication comes before subtraction, right? So 2 times 4 right here, great, 8. Bring down my subtraction, my 44. Again, make sure you get both those parentheses there, my parentheses here, and then write the rest of our problem. Okie doke, here we go. we're working our last part in our parentheses here. We have 44 minus 8, so that's going to give us, good, 36. Now, because I only have one number left, I actually calculated through all of that. I can get rid of these parentheses now because I just found the answer. But I do want to make sure I keep this parentheses here, so I'm going to, okay? And I'm going to bring down my division, my 3 squared, and my 4, which is my ending parentheses. It's going to stay. So like I said, I just found the answer and got rid of these 2 parentheses here and kept these 2 that you see I brought down here. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to move our 36 over a little bit. There we go, so it can fit in a little bit more together. Okay, so now I'll work within this parentheses right here. And after my parentheses, I work on my exponent. 3 squared is, yep, 3 times 3 is 9. Okay, and I'm gonna write down the rest. Make sure, copy everything else down exactly as seen. And then, working within my parentheses still, does division or addition come next? Yep, division will always come before addition. So I'm going to divide right here. 36 divided by 9. Great, it's going to give me 4. Make sure I have that parentheses there. Hopefully your parentheses doesn't look like the number 1. That could be a mistake sometimes, and we could look at it as a 1. Make sure it has that nice curve to it. And then we're going to add our 4 in parentheses and divide by 2. Now I am running out of board space here, so I'm going to write a little bit smaller, but again, we're working within our parentheses. 4 and 4 is 8. And we're going to divide by 2. 8 divided by 2 is, woo, 4. Great job, you guys. That was a lot of work and a lot of writing, but again, continue to write down each step so you don't miss one along the way. And I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you right back here next time. Bye-bye.